March 2020, I decided to do this experiment where I basically stopped planning my days and my life. And looking back on it now, it sort of was an ego trick, because I was saying, well, like, the universe will guide me and life will sort out plans for me. And really, when I look back on that time, I see that creating plans was really fearful for me, and planning my time to achieve things like, when I don't do this, I'm a script writer and I'm a director and I work in the theatre. So, you know, the pandemic was sort of like this great time where I could have sat and I could have written plays, and I ended up not doing it because creating plans was fearful for me. But I think my ego used it as like this is part of my spiritual journey, and I have to trust in the universe, that the universe is going to create plans for me and it's going to align things for me. And it does do that. You know, eventually things happened and plans were naturally made and things like that. But I had this real resistance to doing anything, and I was using the teachings or the things that I knew about spirituality, that I need do nothing, like A Course in Miracles says. And I wasn't doing anything. I just did everything that I wanted or thought I wanted. So I did a lot of yoga and journaling, but I didn't have a job, and I struggled a lot during that time. But the thought of creating a plan was even more of a fearful thing to do. So I didn't do any of it. And then recently, and so we're in 2023 now. So I'd say over the past couple of months, I've had a real desire to plan again and to start taking some more action. And I was reflecting on what has changed. Like, what has changed between not wanting to make any plans, not sort of putting things into motion because I trusted in the universe and that I need do nothing, to starting to make plans. And I've realized that I've lost a sense of attachment to the outcomes in these things. Before, in March 2020 onwards, I wanted to achieve a certain level of success or abundance or recognition. I wanted to achieve something, and I really struggled to create a sense of purpose in my planning, because I was actually genuinely fearful of achieving. You know, when you're a child and you're a teenager, you're thrown into education and you go to school for the majority of your formative years, and it creates a sense of doing is hard work and it's difficult and you have to do things that you don't like. And so creating plans and doing had this horrible negative connotation for me, that I wasn't doing what I wanted and I wasn't going to achieve anything. And so I threw in the towel and I gave up on all of it. And I wasn't happy. I still struggled. And I eventually saw that I did have to make plans, but I just continued to bury my head in the sand and not make plans, because there was just so much fear associated with it. And I remember, like, my partner at the time, and I told them that I wasn't going to make plans anymore. And then for Christmas, they got me a year planner, and when they gave it to me, they were like, so that you can plan your life, because, you know, you were talking about planning and things. And I said I didn't want to plan. I didn't want to plan. And I remember feeling like, what the hell? You know, I told you all of these things. But perhaps it was, in hindsight now, like the universe saying that I did need to plan, you know? I did need to sort of put the car in gear, but I just had a lot of immense resistance around that. And as of late, I've started to plan again and started to put things in motion a lot more. And what's changed is that I just don't have the attachment to the outcome like I once did. I think before I had this really deep belief that nothing works out for me and that doing is difficult and hard. Whereas now, obviously, if you do everything in presence and love, then everything's sort of easy and happy and peaceful. And that's the practice, right? That's what we all want to achieve, to do everything with love and to know that there is no such thing as work. Work and play are just another element of duality. It's all just is, and I can approach everything with that attitude, or I can approach it as this is fun, this isn't fun, and what would I prefer to do? I don't know. I feel better, but at the same time, like over the past couple of days, I've definitely had a lot of resistance come up and some anxieties, which is all good. Again, there is nothing bad about experiencing anxiety as long as you're experiencing it with openness and love and understanding. So there is just nothing bad about any part of your experience. And just because you're feeling anxious and unhappy doesn't mean that you're failing on your path or that you're not being in experience. I really love getting tested and getting anxious and getting upset because it just shows me that there's another level that I haven't let go and that there is deeper work to be done. And I know that one day this experience of being flow will end, and I just want to enjoy what it means to be flow and what it means to have the things that flow has and to experience that. And getting stressed and worried and anxious about things is ultimately pointless because it's not doing anything but making me feel unhappy. But it's reminding me that I have still attached something to this world. And imagine I've spent 2 years of my life refusing to make plans, refusing to plan my career or things that I want to do because I need do nothing. I shouldn't do anything. And that's all just another trap of the ego. And it's fine. I was supported by the universe when I was going through that. The universe supported me and it kept a roof over my head and food on my plate. And it kept me in a cocoon because I guess I see now that I needed that hibernation and I needed to do nothing to undo a lot of beliefs I'd created in life. And now I guess now that I've done that and I've cleared a lot of the confusion and the trickery and things, I'm able to enter the world now with a much greater sense of presence and love and peace, and knowing that regardless of what I do, it's all going to work out in some form because it's already worked out now and it's already perfect now. And that because I am the everything and the creator of this dream that is flow, and I asked to experience what it would be like to be flow, I'm going to experience that to the best, fullest capacity that I can possibly do, because I'm going to do it with love and happiness and peace and with God and the universe. And to live life in that paradigm and in that mindset is unbelievably freeing and satisfying. And now I'm not afraid to plan anymore. And I am getting tested on that. I am getting tested on it because I woke up yesterday and I didn't do much and I wasn't productive enough, and my ego started to tell all these stories to myself about how we're not going to go anywhere, and now it's flipped the script. So it used to be you don't need to do anything because the universe will provide, and now it's if you don't do anything, how is the universe going to provide? It's just a never-ending story that you've got to just watch and laugh and allow perfectly into your experience. You have asked for everything in this. So live it, experience it. Last year, I definitely see how my sort of mantra for 2022 was, I don't know, healing perhaps, or presence, and now I really feel like it's just living, like just live, just go to that country, do that job, create that YouTube video, just explore and live. To live every moment with just vitality in life is just wonderful. And it's what I'm going to try to do for 2023. And if you want to do that along with me, that would be wonderful. And here's to everything working out.